and welcome back to my channel, Weirdly O.C.D. So as you can see by the title, this is going to be part 2 of organizing a garage sale. So if you watched the first part, you've seen where I gave you a few tips as far as just general garage sale tips. And part 2 here is going to be me showing you everything that we are putting in the yard sale, the pricing, kind of how we came up with our pricing, our tactics for the yard sale, and kind of getting things together so we're not rushing around the morning of the yard sale trying to think of 100 different things that we need to do. That way we can just open up when it's time to open up and be ready and set for all of our customers. So let me show you first everything that we've pulled out. There are still a few more little areas, like a couple closets and things like that, that we need to go through and pull things out of, but for the most part I would say we have about 80-85% of the things we want to put in the yard sale already pulled out, pulled into the dining room over here, which is right next to the garage, so it's ready to go the morning of to set up. And everything back there already has price stickers on it. So let me show you that, and then we will go from there. So over here in the dining room is where we've started to put the things for our yard sale. Now our garage is right outside that door here, so I wanted to try and get as many of the items, for our yard sale as close to the door in the garage as we can. That way Friday morning we can go out, set up early, and we'll be set to go. Unfortunately, as much as I would like to set up the yard sale the night before, we actually park our car in the garage, and I won't have enough room to have the car in there and setting everything up. So I'm just going to have to wake up early Friday morning and do it. But we have everything here. This is all set to go. It's been priced. We are for sure putting this stuff in the yard sale now. These bowls here and everything in this cabinet are not going in the yard sale. But from this picture over and everything over here around the corner is. So as I showed you in part 1, this time around I just went with pre-priced stickers simply because it's easier. I can just take them off, slap it on, things like that. Another piece of advice I want to give you is if you do stickers, whether you put your own price on them or you do the pre-printed ones like we did this time, if you have anything that has a design on it, and Tony and I are super picky about this when we go to thrift stores or other garage sales, if you have something that has a design on it, such as this little, I guess, candy dish, I'm not sure what you would want to call it, please do not put the sticker over the design. More than likely the design will not come off when the person pulls the sticker off after they've taken it home. But to me and Tony, that is such a pet peeve of ours, because out of anywhere on here you choose to put the sticker over this, and it may come off. Who knows? You don't know that. So my first tip in this video would be, if you're using stickers, try and put it someplace where there isn't a design or anything like that, especially if these are hand painted. If you have something that's hand painted, I feel like it could have a really good chance of partly coming off if you put the sticker over the design. The second thing I wanted to tell you about our yard sale, and this goes with the pricing, is we made a commitment that nothing in our yard sale is going to be over $10. In fact, that's the title of our yard sale post on different Facebook groups that we are a part of, and other websites that we've listed it on. The title is pretty much yard sale, absolutely nothing over $10. And we've committed to that. We've made sure that nothing is over that dollar amount. We want to get rid of this stuff, or else we wouldn't have put it in the yard sale to begin with. And I do have a subscriber who gave me some awesome yard sale tips. And one of those is to not refuse an offer, which I agree with. I mean, you want to get rid of the stuff, and the more stuff you sell helps in two ways. One, it's more money you're making from your yard sale and all the hard work you've done to prepare for it and get it set up. And two, sorry, and two, it's less you have to deal with after the yard sale, whether you decide to pack it up and bring it back into your house and save it for a yard sale again next year or later down the line in the season, or you decide you want to donate everything that you didn't sell so it's not coming back into your house, which me personally, that would be what I would do. It's less you have to do anything with after the yard sale. So that way at least you're making something off of it. And it may not be what you truly wanted to get from it, but at least you're making something. So I do not plan on refusing anybody's offers. That way we can get as much out of our yard sale as we can, product-wise and money-wise. So we do have this pile here that I just showed you, and then I'll show you a couple other areas that we also got. So here in this middle bedroom, the one that I did a video on about the messiest room in our house, I've pulled out a few things that we're going to put in the yard sale, one of them being this big wall clock. And as much as me and Tony would absolutely love to find a place to use this, we just can't. And we're going to put that in the yard sale. It does plug in, and we hate to see it go. But in all honesty, it's been sitting in the closet here in this bedroom for well over a year. So we need to sell it and get rid of it. I mean, we're not using it. Also, some holiday decorations that we had bought at another yard sale that we fully intended to use out in our yard this past Christmas, and we didn't. So they need to go in the yard sale as well. This is not going in the yard sale as of right now. It's just something I pulled out of the closet to get to something else. And these are going to go in the yard sale too. But other than that, that's it for this room. So we've only got a few things in here that need to get priced and go out to the dining room. Alright, so we're going to go down the basement here. And yes, our living room area here is going to be a bit of a mess. Only because we're still pulling stuff out for the yard sale. So we have a few things here that we need to take right up the steps that we have labeled for the yard sale. These coasters we decided to keep, so those aren't going in the yard sale. This pile here, this is all going in the yard sale. These area rugs, all this. This is going in the yard sale. This is not. This clock is not. Personally, I would absolutely love to put this TV and the entertainment center in the yard sale, all of it for like $20-25, but one that goes against our $10 limit. And two, Tony mentioned he doesn't really think it would sell because people nowadays just don't have these kind of TVs, so more than likely nobody would probably buy this entertainment center. So we're going to hang on to it for now and just use it down here until we get something better. Then over here we've got some things. I have a couple screens that were here in the house already that we don't need. I'm going to put those in the yard sale. This hamper here is going to go. This clothing drying rack here is going to go. Nothing in there is going. That's just stuff we pulled out. This is all trash. We've got some clothes in this hamper here that are going to get washed and put in the yard sale, as well as I have another whole bunch of clothes upstairs that I'm going to wash and put in the yard sale. Now, as far as advertising your yard sale, there are a couple websites that I want to point out to you. Now, of course, there is plenty of Facebook groups that you can post it in, which would really advertise. If you want to, you could also advertise in your local newspaper. We've never done that, and we didn't do it this time only because it can tend to get a little expensive, and we're only having it for one day. But here is one website I wanted to show you. It's called GarageSaleFinder.com, and you can just list your garage sale on here. You put the times, the date. You can add pictures on here if you want to make yours a little bit more noticeable so people can actually see what you're selling. We didn't add any pictures on ours. And then another website that I've known about but a subscriber had reminded me of is a website called Nextdoor.com. And not all people maybe have this, maybe you do, but it is a website geared towards your specific neighborhood. So my neighborhood, I guess, is called Mackenzie Drive. But you can go through here, and it's things that your neighbors can post about, whether it's things to watch out for your neighborhood, like maybe sketchy people going door to door, or maybe if there's been a break-in or something like that, your neighbors can put it on this website and you can check it. And I'm going to, I haven't yet, but I'm going to put our yard sale on here as well, because I've seen many people put their own yard sales on here. Oh, well, here's one right here. Big garage sale. So we're definitely going to list on here. And as I said, there's plenty of Facebook groups that you can do as well. Now, we did very briefly consider posting our yard sale on Craigslist, but I don't know. To me, Craigslist is just kind of shady. I don't know. I've just never really liked Craigslist. That's my personal opinion. I'm sure there are some great things on Craigslist and people have great interactions every single day, but since we're listing our address, I just didn't really feel comfortable doing that. But I feel between listing on Garage Sale Finder, listing on Nextdoor, listing on a few Facebook groups, and then also we're going to have yard sale signs up and down the street on each intersection at the end of our street, which are both pretty considerable busy intersections. I think we will have a decent turnout. Now, to wrap up this video, I'm just going to give you a few tips that I think are important, things that I've kept in mind when we were preparing for this yard sale. So you can take these with you if you'd like, and I would love to hear your tips if you have any for me or Tony, and leave them down in the comments below. My one tip is when listing your yard sale, list it on websites. If you choose to list it online, list it on websites that you are personally comfortable with having your home address on, because you will have to put your home address on there so people know where the garage sale is. So if it's a website like us, where Craigslist, we're just not really comfortable having our address on there, don't list it on there. You don't have to. 2, when listing, I would recommend you use a catchy title. That way your yard sale stands out from everybody else's. As I said earlier, the title of ours is absolutely nothing over $10. So that way that'll hopefully draw people in to think, hey, everything at the yard sale is under 10 bucks, so it's pretty cheap. You know, let's go check it out. My third tip is if you put any clothes or any dishes or bakeware, anything like that in your yard sale, wash it the night before the yard sale so it is clean and crisp and ready to go. People are not going to want to buy clothes that have stains on them, or they look dirty, or they smell dirty. Granted, yes, it's a yard sale, but at the same time you have to think of it, at least I do, as kind of like a mini pop-up setup store. And if I look at something and I'm like, ew, that looks dirty, or ew, that smells weird, I'm not going to buy it, so I wouldn't expect anybody else to buy it either. Going along with that, I would recommend not putting anything broken in your yard sale. Again, if I were to go in a store and see that something was broken, I'm more than likely not going to buy it, so somebody at your yard sale probably isn't going to either. Also, going back to your ad, my recommendation, if you do not want what is called any early birds at your yard sale, which means people showing up before the time is given for the yard sale, put in your ad, no early birds. You have a right to do that. You know, if you don't want people there before, let's say 9 a.m. is when you want your yard sale to start, then put in there, no one before 9 a.m. Now, granted, you may tick off some people if doing that, and they'll decide, well, if I can't go there early, then I'm not going to go at all, and you may have lost out on a potential customer. But again, it's your yard sale. You do what you want to do. And finally, I would say the night before your yard sale, go through everything you're putting in your yard sale one last time and just make sure you absolutely want to get rid of it, because once it's sold, it's sold. You know, I don't think you could really, I mean, I guess you could, but it would be 1, awkward, and 2, just personally bad. But going up to someone at a yard sale and after they buy something and say, oh, I decided I didn't want to sell that, can I get it back? Just make sure it's stuff that you really want to sell. And again, with my whole decluttering and purging thing, honestly, if you haven't used it in the last 6 months, put it in the yard sale, make a couple of bucks off of it, make 50 cents off of it, make something off of it. Because if it's sitting in a closet or a drawer or a cabinet, you're not making anything off of it except dust. But with that, that is today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Part 3, I was only going to do 2 parts to this, but it looks like it's going to be 3. The next part will be Sunday, and that will be me showing you us setting up the actual yard sale the morning of, and letting you know how it went and how much we made, and things that sold well, things that didn't, and yeah, so you can see the final result of that on Sunday. So wish us luck in the comments. Hopefully we'll sell out. Doubt we will. Usually doesn't happen, but we do live on a pretty busy street in a pretty busy neighborhood, so hopefully that will help us in the end. But with that, I will see you all on Sunday. Have a great day. Bye-bye.